safe and removed. You never get hung up.
Actually, it's a really honor to be here and read with this group of poets. And as Bill said, this is my hometown. My second grade teacher is here. 3 of my high school classmates are here, and my dad is here. So really wonderful to be here. Let's see. Is there anything I need to do to make this stay up? My dad. Dad to the rescue. Thanks, Dad. But it really is an honor. What a great reading. Really wonderful to be here with you all. Thanks for coming. So these are some poems. They don't have titles. They're sort of a series. They work as a whole. So if you want to, you can just clap at the end. They kind of all run together, even though there's some breaks. It's like we're eager to replace intuition with calculation. If you like this, then perhaps you'll like this. Because we are permanently vulnerable to fallacies in reasoning. Aristotle thought that projectiles return to Earth out of a sense of purpose, the Earth being their home. And so even the light switch has a soul. I heard the term wetware for the salty gray mass that is the brain. In my email today, a computer-generated, handwritten note from a credit card company, this is just to say. Do you know a diamond ring is sold every 2 minutes on eBay, and every 2 weeks, one of the world's 7,000 languages falls out of use? One of those languages has special words for 2, depending on what is being counted. People, boats, animals, things that come in pairs. I met a CEO of a plumbing company who took early retirement because his wife had early Alzheimer's. In between what is and what will be, one finds strange forms, and those are the first drafts of history. What does one say? That would be frightening, I offered. He nodded. It's pretty hopeless. Reality television is the television of television. We're drawn to its nostalgia, early generations' ideas of love and transformation. We transform ordinary people into celebrities and then watch their lives fall apart. Beloveds, sometimes we break and cannot be repaired, though I used to say anything is fixable if you want it enough. In the aquarium, I learned about blooms of jellyfish, tens of thousands of translucent babies the size of nickels swimming the waters like a jackpot. Shark Week is so Empire, I text Morgan. Totally, but sharks drugging it up for the cameras would be post-Empire, he replied. Before he moved, Matt found a fish in his freezer he couldn't toss for sentimental reasons. Fish are always turning metaphor, I said. I'll write about it, but I won't eat it. We discussed how falling in love with a cowboy is inconvenient, but American. I met a black man from Chad who became an American citizen and renamed himself Samuel after Samuel Smith. Now he's avoiding sugar to lose weight. The breeze seeming to blow everything as if it were annoying jazz. A sliver of peanut stuck in your throat. A love poem scribbled on a paper plate forgotten in a drawer. A student interviewing a journalist. Heraclitus' idea that everything moves and nothing rests. Can you ever step into the same river twice, etc.? Feel any emotion but despair. A mousetrap set to snap a rodent's neck. Inertia, a band of words. Mr. White and Jesse, a font designed to meet the needs of Muslims in China. New shears to cut through molten glass. A sunset mistaken for a dawn, but not a beautiful one. Assassins identify political targets so they can affix their violence to a cause that will gain them notoriety, simplifying motive, but complicating sanity. One theory of sanity proposes that not just individuals, but entire societies may be insane. Who was it that likened postmodernism to schizophrenia? Our inability to distinguish reality from fantasy. That's what market bubbles are, examples of mass delusion. Shortly after the US tested the atom bomb in the Bikini Atoll, a French designer launched his new swimsuit and named it the Bikini. Now we've invented a $5 million hummingbird drone to spy from ledges of second-story windows or gardens, and in total, the US spends more on defense than the rest of the world combined. What if the hummingbirds evolve sentience and obsess over beauty? I mean, get intoxicated. Hummingbirds can fly backwards and are the only group of birds able to do so. We may be trying to kill our way backwards through time. Vitamins are probably a hoax, something like prayer. I don't like my photograph taken. Poems embarrass me. I used to compare everything in poems to metallic sheets of mica, the transparent fragments that flake off so easily. I never say I'm a poet, I just say writer, and no one ever asks, a writer of what? Once a man told me he was in the business of prosthetic limbs, and I was speechless. We were standing in a garden holding cocktails, the clouds limned with gold. Reminds me of when I tried on an $8 million diamond necklace and asked about the gross domestic product of small countries. Barbara had heard a woman on TV say if English was good enough for Jesus Christ, then it was good enough for her. As a woman, I always feel a little like prey. We are supposed to search for the humanity in our attackers, for the consciousness of the other person. This afternoon, I saw a flock of black birds take leave from a bare tree against a white sky. They flew over my car, stopped in traffic, and I realized how long it had been since I thought about nature. I believe nothing is sacred. Remember when we discussed the attributes of the Holy Spirit in Target? I'm just saying, if the Trinity downsized, the Holy Spirit would be the first to go, you said. One day you are in, the next day out. I keep pressing, how do you know you love me? I just do, you replied. But how do you know for how long? Just two more. And I want to really thank Jesse and everyone who put on this festival, and thanks for having us up from Tucson. It's really an honor to be here, so thank you for all your hard work. There's no risk in poetry anymore, he droned on, not like in Charles Olson. Instead of periods, I now use bullets. Alice in Wonderland's daughter murdered in Aurora. Alice in Wonderland becomes an anti-gun activist. When I see helicopters, I think organs. I dreamt my face was covered in blisters after I deleted old emails. In a second-story window, at the mirror in the window, applying makeup. To be good at drawing clouds, drones, how to build a deck, a computer, a chicken coop, credit, muscle. Perform surgery on your own heel, removing a sliver of glass. Listen to an opera about the Holocaust when you want to feel desire. Star Wars translated into Navajo. A city bus advertising all-you-can-eat sushi. Many great leaders don't like to be photographed eating. A charm offensive. I was beautiful, devoted, and shut out. I was. Everything actual was once only potential. But you haven't been in the ICU, just the clubhouse. What do you know? I'm your friend, I'm your enemy. I could write in code for you. I could write poems in code forever. Is it transcendent or banal? Functional objects rendered dysfunctional, electricity, a roadrunner shot through the eye with a BB gun. I'm telling you, our words were material. Planting fake documents is a real thing. Morgan's book, Eros, published posthumously. Funny title, right? Error and desire as lovers, limb-like letters entwined, even as I'm reading about determinism and free will. The klepto's uncontrollable impulse versus the decision to steal. After he died, I'd said everything. No regrets. But that only meant I had no new language in the moment. Now you can be my muse even if we don't speak, and trauma specialists would call this corrective experience, and perhaps they're right. I recall a photograph of us taken as children one summer. Maybe we're not smiling. Maybe I'm standing next to you on the big rock, the sun afire. Photographs suspend language, rendering them traumatic. A partial list of additional suspensions: driver's licenses, sentences, artists, bodies, animation, notes, chords, bridges, ceilings, students, coaches, athletes, judgment, accounts, order, sediment, domains, matter.